If all of my designer handbags were to mysteriously disappear overnight and I wanted to rebuild my collection in 2025, only choosing one bag from each designer, these are the bags I would choose. Of course, this video is just for entertainment purposes, but if you are thinking of buying one bag from any of these brands, hopefully these recommendations will be helpful to you. I'm also super excited for today's video because this is a collaboration with my friend Joe over on the channel The Little Bean. You're probably familiar with her shorts and reels. She has a great page over on Instagram as well. Just about a year ago, she launched her YouTube channel and dove into longer form content. So we're both doing videos on this topic today. I'm going to link her video in the description box below. So when you're done with this video, you can head over to The Little Bean and check out her take on this topic as well. Joe, thank you so much for collaborating with me on today's video. Now, we have a lot to go over, so let's dive right into it. Let's start off with Chanel, and this one for me was easy because I only have one bag from Chanel, and if I were to choose one bag, I would choose the one I have. It's the Chanel mini reissue in the classic black with gold hardware. You cannot get any more classic Chanel than the reissue. This was designed in 1955 by Coco Chanel herself. This bag has been going strong for the past 7 decades. I love the mini size. This would definitely be a date night / special occasion bag for me. So even though I don't use this as an everyday bag, I love using this for date nights, nights out, special occasions. This is my go-to bag, and I think it's really important to have a nice special occasion bag in your collection. So for me, this would be the one. And again, black leather. This is the crinkled sheepskin, and it has the aged gold hardware. I love all the details too, particularly this beautiful Mademoiselle chain. Yeah, this is the one I would keep. Very classic, timeless, the Chanel mini reissue in black. Moving on to Dior, this one is going to surprise you. I would not choose either of the two most iconic bags from Dior, the Lady Dior or the saddle bag. Both of them are beautiful bags, but the Lady Dior doesn't really fit my personal style. I also feel like it's a little bit fussy. I feel like the top handles and that flap opening are both a little fussy. So for those two reasons, I would not choose that bag for me. I also wouldn't choose the saddle bag because the shape of it would drive me nuts. I've had a few bags with curved bottoms and none of them work well for me. I end up selling them all eventually, particularly an asymmetric curve, because I can't fit as many things in the bag and everything sits at a weird angle and it just drives me insane. What I would choose instead is actually the Dior Caro bag. So this is very similar to the reissue. It's a flap style bag with a turn lock opening and an adjustable shoulder and crossbody chain. It's very similar, but I would go with a different version that's more casual. I would choose the Dior Caro in a larger, softer size that I would use for daytime. I really love the Dior Caro in the medium size. I would also opt for this bag in a fun color since I have the mini reissue in black. Currently on the Dior website, it's only offered in black and sand, which is a nice beige color. And while they're beautiful neutrals, Dior has made this bag in the past in a lot of variety of colors. So I would look on the pre-loved market and I would get this probably in the Rose Devant color, or I would probably go for a blue ombre. I think it's just a really nice take. It adds a lot of depth and dimension to the color. So that's what I would choose, a bigger, more supple version and in a fun color for a more casual vibe. That is my choice from Dior. Up next, we have Hermes. The bag I would choose from Hermes, again, is a bit of a dark horse. It would not be the Birkin or the Kelly, even though those are considered the holy grail bags of Hermes. I'm looking for what's useful, what's practical for me. And even though, again, the Birkin and the Kelly are the holy grail bags, they're very beautiful. And this isn't to say that I don't like those bags. I would choose over the Birkin or the Kelly, believe it or not, the Picotin. And this is a really beautiful bag. I don't own the Picotin, but I am strongly considering getting it at some point this year. I purchased this inspired version from Dress Up Your Purse. This is called the Josette. And I purchased this because I was interested in the Picotin. I love the look of it, but I felt that I wouldn't use a top handle only bag too often. So I bought this style to try it out, and I love it way more than I thought I would. Really quickly, I will show you that the Josette, it's designed a little bit different. The closure is a little bit different than on the classic Picotin. And they've also added on a crossbody strap on this version. And that's why I bought this. I figured I could try out the Picotin style. And if the top handle only didn't work for me, then I always had the option of using the crossbody strap that came with this bag. Here it is. But it turns out that after I started using this bag, I loved it as a little top handle bag. I didn't think this was cumbersome to hold, and I ended up really not using the strap that often. So now that I know that this is a style that works for me, I would highly consider the Picotin as my one and only bag from Hermes over the more classic Birkin and Kelly. This is a really great bag for every day. This is very similar to the Picotin 18 size, and that's what I would go for from Hermes, the Picotin 18. I would also probably go for a neutral similar to this color, which is Etoupe, something like Etoupe or gold, or a really nice, beautiful gray like Ardois, which is a dark gray. I would go for a neutral like this because I would use this as a daily grab and go bag, and a nice neutral would pair with just so many outfits. I would go with the Picotin. Moving on to the brand that was the hardest and most challenging for me to pick one bag from, you probably guessed it, it's Louis Vuitton. Like 90% of the handbags I own are Louis Vuitton. It's my favorite brand. If you know my channel, you know that's the brand I talk about the most. So to pick only one bag was so challenging for me. I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to tell you my ultimate dream bag from Louis Vuitton that I would have if I could only had one bag. But I'm also going to tell you the one bag I would keep from the bags I currently own. My dream bag from Louis Vuitton. If I could have any bag and money were no object, I would get the Rose Devant Mini in exotic leather. I think this bag is so beautiful and it is so underrated. The Rose Devant is only produced in exotic leather. You can only get this bag in crocodile, alligator, snakeskin, python, lizard, etc., ostrich. This is the version up here that I would pick. This is an karung, which is a snakeskin leather in this beautiful, deep, dark color. I don't even know how to describe it. It's a mixture of black, purple, green. So I love it. It's my dream bag. I have no idea what it costs, but it is extremely expensive. It's more than I would personally spend on a bag. So if we were to ground ourselves in reality and in my life that I'm living, not my dream life, what bag would I keep? And it's a bag that I have in my current collection. It is the Speedy 25 in the beautiful wine seasonal color. This was a seasonal color from fall 2023, and it's a really beautiful deep dark burgundy color bordering on oxblood. It is very saturated, a very dark color. So this is what I would go for. I love the Speedy 25. It's such a classic Louis Vuitton bag. The Speedy dates back to the 1930s. And it's also an extremely popular style at Louis Vuitton. So I think this is a classic that you can't go wrong with. It's a great bag. I love that it has a lot of carrying options, top handle, shoulder bag, crossbody, and I love it in empreinte leather. I love this color. This would be the one bag I would keep from Louis Vuitton. Next up, we have Saint Laurent, and if you're familiar with the bags I own, this might come as a surprise to you. I currently own one Saint Laurent bag, and it's this camera bag. I really love this bag. I bought it last year, and this is the updated version with the back pocket on the outside, on the back of the bag. However, if I were to choose one bag from Saint Laurent, I would not choose this bag. And it's only because, hypothetically, from Louis Vuitton, I chose the Speedy or the Rose Devant. That means I would not have my Neverfull bags, and I need a tote bag. So for that reason only, even though I love this bag, this is not the one I would choose. I would go for a tote bag from Saint Laurent because everybody needs a tote bag for either work or school or as a mom bag or a travel bag. I really love the Saint Laurent 5 à 7 line, which is, of course, 5 to 7. They have shoulder bags and hobo bags in this line, as well as a tote bag, and it's the 5 à 7 Bia or B, I'm not quite sure. But that's the bag I would choose. I love this line. The leather is absolutely divine. It's soft, it's supple, yet it's really durable. It's a grained leather as well, which adds to that durability. And it has a really cool yet subtle YSL closure on the front of the bag. So I love that they still incorporated the classic YSL monogram, but it's pretty subtle, and I love how they used it as a functional piece of hardware instead of just a plaque on the front of the bag like they did with the camera bag. So I really love it. I think it would be a great mom bag, also a great bag for work, school, and travel. That's the one bag I would choose from Saint Laurent, and that would be my one tote bag in this hypothetical new collection. Moving on now to Fendi, I would have to go with the classic baguette. I've really been looking at the baguettes a lot lately because Fendi just released a new version of the Mama baguette. I believe this is in the spring-summer 2025 collection. But if I were to choose only one baguette from Fendi, I would go with the classic baguette in the regular size, not the mini baguette. And I would get it in leather in a fun pop of color, like this one here in light blue with silver hardware. I also love that this is still hand stitched, and it does come with the special plaque in the back of the bag, which you don't find in the regular canvas versions. So I love that. If I were to choose one bag from Fendi, I would definitely go with this one. I think the leather and the hand stitching makes it a little bit more special. I also love it in this fun light blue color with silver hardware. Again, it's a little bit more casual. This would be a great daytime bag for the spring or summer. If you do get one bag from Fendi, it absolutely has to be a baguette, no matter what style you get. This is the one that I would personally choose for my collection. For my one bag from Loewe, I would not choose the classic puzzle bag, even though I do love the look of that bag. The opening is a little too small and fussy for me. I would opt for a different bag from Loewe, and it's one that I already own. If you know my collection, you know it is the Loewe hammock bag in the small size. I love this bag so much. Here I have it in a bicolor black and tan. This is such a casual, easy bag to use. And again, I love that it's a unique shape. It's something a little bit different than what we've seen from the other brands. And this is a really great bag. You can carry it as a little dumpling by the top handles only. You can see how the bag folds up really nicely. It does also have this adjustable strap. You can remove this. You can wear it long like I have it right now as a crossbody bag, or you can shorten these straps. Both sides are adjustable, and you could wear this as a shoulder bag as well. This is my go-to bag in the summer. I tend to wear this a lot because I can just throw it over my shoulder, grab it and go. It's big. I can fit a lot in here. And it's just a great casual bag for the summer. It tends to pair well with my summer style. If I were to choose or change anything about this bag, it might be the color. I really love this classic black and tan combination, but because I use this in the summer so often, and because it's such a funky and unique design, I think this would work really well in a great pop of color. So potentially that would be the only thing I would change about this bag. If I were to choose only one from Loewe, is maybe get this in a fun pop of color. So this is the one bag I would go for. I love the unique design of it, and it is the Loewe hammock bag. I would love to know what you think of my one bag from each designer. Do you agree with my choices, or is there a different bag you would choose from each designer? I would love to know which bags you would pick. Leave those in the comments section below. And don't forget to head over to Joe's channel next, the little bean, to see which bags she picked from each of those designers. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye now.